About 2.4 billion years ago, the levels of atmospheric oxygen began to exponentially rise in an event that is known as the oxygen revolution. This abundance of oxygen, in the form of O2, is believed to have converted the early reducing atmosphere into an oxidizing one, which dramatically changed the composition of life on Earth, eventually leading to the evolution of aerobic organisms, the Cambrian explosion, and the near extinction of oxygen-intolerant organisms. The organisms responsible for this catalytic event were ancient photosynthetic bacteria known as cyanobacteria. They are believed to be the ancestors of all chlorophyll-based photosynthetic organisms. Aside from cyanobacteria, there are 5 other modern phyla that encompass chlorophyll-containing organisms. They are purple bacteria, green sulfur bacteria, filamentous anoxygenic phototrophs, heliobacteria, and acetobacteria. The chloroplasts from eukaryotes are included in the cyanobacterial phylum, and likely stem from prokaryotes through the process of endosymbiosis.
They say you are what you eat, and they couldn't get any more true for photosynthetic cells. The endosymbiotic theory refers to the origin of certain plastids, which are important double membrane-bound organelles, like the chloroplast. It states that many of the current organelles were formed by cells who consume smaller cells but developed a symbiotic relationship with. The primary mechanism of how this occurred is lateral gene transfer. Lateral gene transfer refers to the non-reproductive transfer of genetic material from the ingested chloroplast to the nucleus of the host cell. Over a long period of time, genetic material from the now chloroplast slowly transferred to the parent cell until it became an integral part of it. The history of plastids can give us an important timeline of how photosynthesis came to the picture. Right now, scientists believe that a single endosymbiosis event is responsible for the photosynthetic ancestor of current land plants and algae. Note how throughout history there have been a number of important endosymbiotic events.
Before recent events, it was believed that the chloroplasts in all eukaryotes originated from a single endosymbiotic event many years ago. However, new research on the species Polynella chromatophora has provided evidence that suggests the species has recently undergone endosymbiosis with a new cyanobacteria to form parts of the chloroplast called chromatophores. Chromatophores are the part of the chloroplast responsible for absorbing certain wavelengths of light and transmitting them, which in turn gives animals and plants their color. This discovery in the Polynella chromatophora is important since scientists can observe the basic organelles of the chloroplast, such as the chromata, and watch them evolve. This can help them create a model that traces the early steps of the chloroplast evolution firsthand.
The current scientific theory is that more than one endosymbiotic event led to the now dominant species of algae. Secondary and tertiary endosymbiotic events are when photosynthetic eukaryotes are engulfed by different eukaryotes. This leads to more advanced organisms and higher processes. As you can see in the figure, nucleomorphs arise as a product of secondary endosymbiosis. The presence of these nuclei are strong evidence for this theory. Other indications towards the endosymbiotic theory are how cells are not able to regenerate mitochondria, the presence of transport proteins in the outer membranes of organelles as well as the cell membranes, and the similarity of enzymes in ribosomes and bacteria. Multiple endosymbiosis of green algae is believed to have led to many common eukaryotes, such as euglenoids and rhodophytes.
Organisms that are capable of photosynthesis sometimes lose their abilities. This truth is indicated by the presence of malfunctioned chlorophyll molecules, so-called apicoplasts. Chlorophyll molecules embedded in the thylakoid membrane absorb light energy. These molecules are the most important parts for absorbing the light energy used in photosynthesis. Apicoplasts are originated from algae through secondary endosymbiosis. However, they lost photosynthetic functions and cannot live without their hosts. Apicoplasts are most found in apicomplexan, including malaria parasites.